Welcome back to Brad Pitt Career Mode on F1 25. Today we're back for episode number 14 in Hungary. So I've been looking around the menus in terms of the research options here. I think we're going to go with a chassis upgrade, and I think we're going to do the cockpit weight reduction, but we are really low on resource points. This is the only upgrade we can afford at the moment. So that sucks. We do have one singular upgrade for Brad Pitt here. It's a powertrain upgrade, so that keeps us in the middle of the pack, which is great. Well, there's not much more we can do here. We can't afford any more upgrades, so into the weekend we go. So obviously last time out in Spa was absolute dominance from Brad Pitt, winning the sprint race, winning the full race, and very good qualifying performances as well. So hopefully we can mimic those results today, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very good around this track. This is one of my least favorites. The car setup is not feeling very good right now. I've been tweaking a bunch of different things on the setup for pretty much the entire practice session so far, and nothing really seems to be working. The back end's really loose, really likes to kick out on corner exit, and front end rotation is a little hard to come by. It doesn't really feel like the front tires want to do any work, so I'm not optimistic for this race. Yeah, I really cannot get this car to drive the way I want it to. There's just something on the setup that's not agreeing with me, and I don't know what it is. I've tried like everything, tweaking everything. I don't know. This is a little bit concerning. All right, into qualifying we go. I know we'll get out of Q1, but I'm honestly not sure if we're going to make it through to Q3. I'm not feeling very confident around this track at all at the moment, and the setup doesn't feel good. So I don't know. We'll see. First lap of Q1 is a 117.6, so actually a little bit faster than I was anticipating, but we're still going to need to improve on that. Okay, final lap of Q1. 7/10 up on our previous time. We set a high 116s, which should, yeah, there we go. Through to Q2, but not not by much. First lap of Q2 is going to be a 118 flat on the old set of tires. Oh boy. Okay, gonna need a big improvement here. Into the final corner here in Q2. Gonna put the power down. Here we go. DRS enabled up to the line. 1.5 seconds of improvement. And we will get through to Q3. Woo! Okay, that was a close one. First lap of Q3 is gonna be a 118.5. Jesus, that is so slow. Okay, I mean, old set of tires, but man, that's brutal. We started in second place last time out in Spa, so I'm hoping we can at least get somewhere near that. But on to our final lap in Q3. We're gonna really need to lock in for this lap. We need a major improvement here. Already up a couple tenths through the first couple of corners here. On the right track, 3/10 up as we get into this fast left-hander. We're gonna keep it in track limits there. Looking good around here. Put the power down as soon as I can. There we go. Okay, making a lot of time on this lap. The last sector was nice and clean, so looking pretty good. 1.8 seconds is currently the improvement to our last lap. We can really make up some good time through this corner and through the final corner as well. We were a little slow last time around, so we might get a couple tenths here. There we go, around the final corner. Battery enabled, DRS enabled, up to the line. 2.5 seconds of improvement. And that's going to put us in 7th place on the grid. Well, here we are, 7th on the grid. We're going to be doing a one-stop here, 16 laps on the mediums. And we're going to have a lot of tire wear by the time we switch on to the hards, but at least we're doing a one-stop. So, I don't know, that might be a bit of a headache by the end of the race. But anyway, 7th on the grid, 5 red lights are coming on, and we are racing around Hungary. Not really the best start right there. A little bit slow off the line. Lando Norris pulling ahead, down into turn 1. We'll have the inside line. We can get a couple moves done here. Late braking, really close to Antonelli in the Mercedes, just sneaking up the inside there. That's a free place where you've got Sonona in front of us. We can probably go for something up the inside into the next corner, going really wide, just pushing Yuki out to the right side of the track, and still side by side with the Red Bull, but he's going to back out, and that puts us into 3rd place. So already up onto the podium, only a couple corners into the race. I really did not expect a start like that. That is absolutely the perfect start that we could have asked for. Already up onto the podium on lap 1. Hamilton and Verstappen are definitely going to be faster around here, but this is a pretty tricky circuit to overtake, so we can probably defend this third place pretty comfortably for the entirety of this race. Looks like Yuki might be going for a move into turn 1 here. We're going to defend the outside line. We got the battery enabled. Yuki's going to go for something up the inside. He's going to have a look. We can close the door on the Red Bull, and we're going to pretty much be able to do that the entire race. It's going to be a lot of defending. Yeah, we're definitely going to see a move from Tsunoda into turn 1 here. We're going to defend the inside line, and it should be pretty easy to cover off the Red Bull. But into turn 1 we go, and Mark is yapping while I'm almost getting overtaken by a Red Bull. Always the worst possible time for him to start talking. They really need to fix this, dude. The engineer should not be talking to you when you are in pretty much battling another car around a corner. Like, what's the thinking there? Well, it's pretty clear now that we do not have the pace around this track. Hamilton and Verstappen are absolutely running away. 8.5 seconds is now the gap to Hamilton in front. And all we can really do is just defend from this train of faster cars behind us. That's really all we can focus on, is keeping this third place. Here comes Yuki Tsunoda yet again. We're going to see another move from the Red Bull. Again, we're going to take the inside line. I think it's much easier to defend into turn 1 from the inside. Under braking into turn 1 we go. Yuki got ahead before we got to the braking zone, and somehow we can outbrake the Red Bull driver. Yeah, it's pretty clear at this point on lap 7 with that gap to the cars in front that we're going to need a miracle. Oh my god, this car is not agreeing with me. We're going to need an absolute miracle to finish higher than third place in this race. We are definitely way off pace. It looks like we're going to have another move around the outside here, defending the inside line yet again. Antonelli way ahead by the time we get to the braking zone of turn 1, and we can cover off the Mercedes. So constant battling into turn 1. On to lap 9. We're going to get another move from Antonelli into turn 1. Again, we're on the inside, and again, we can successfully cover off the Mercedes driver behind us. Oh boy, this is just copy and paste every single lap. Again into turn 1. We've got the inside line. Antonelli is going to be side by side with us into the braking zone. And again, we're covering off the Mercedes. The gap to the cars in front at this point is absolutely unreachable. Oh my god, this car is just really feeling terrible. It's like understeering and oversteering at the same time. The rear end will kick out on corner exit, but through the corner you have a lot of understeer. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna just blame the car if I'm slow. I mean, I'm definitely not great at this track, but the car feels really terrible. It feels like I'm driving that 2014 Ferrari. I don't know if you've seen that video of Alonso just battling that car through corners. But that's really what this is feeling like at this point. Oh, okay, well this is definitely not helping. We've got 55% tire wear on the front left. Both of the left tires actually are absolutely cooked. And we still have 4 laps until we come in for a new set of tires. So that is definitely going to be a bit of a headache by the time we get to the end of this stint. But anyway, Yuki Tsunoda going for a move on us now. Into turn 1, he's way ahead of us before the braking zone. And we can just sneak up the inside into turn 1 yet again to pass the Red Bull, and yet again covering off a faster car. So we are just barely hanging into this race by a thread. We've got good ERS management so far. We still got a high percentage of battery, but that's like the only thing keeping us in this race. On to lap 16, and our pit window is open. Looks like we're safe from a move into turn 1 this time, but boy, am I ready for some new tires. Okay, into the pit lane in just a moment here. It looks like Yuki's going to be staying out. A lot of people are actually staying out for another lap on the mediums. So hopefully we don't get overcut by those guys. We're going to need to set a very quick lap time on the hards here. Okay, please do not let me down. Let's see what the Brad Pitt crew can do. It's looking like a pretty good stop. They finally figured it out, so make that 2 races in a row where we have a normal pit stop. The team finally knows how to change the tires on the car, and we exit the pit lane 2 seconds ahead of Oscar Piastri. So if we could set a banger of a lap time right here, dump the battery on the entire track, hopefully we can stay ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. If we get overcut by the Red Bull, that is definitely going to be disappointing. Man, it is really nice to have new tires, especially through this section of the track, those quick lefts and rights. It just feels like infinitely more grip on the front end. So I don't know, hopefully that's enough to keep us ahead. All right, here we go, moment of truth, on to lap 18. We're going to be passing some cars in the pit lane, and it looks like we're going to pass Yuki in there as well, actually gaining time on the Red Bull in the pits there. So our strategy of hitting on lap 16 was perfect. He stayed out too long. Piastri reeled us in a little bit. He's going to have DRS on the straight as well. So we're going to see a move from the McLaren into turn 1. Again, we're going to take the inside line and defend from here. And there goes Oscar around the outside, side by side into turn 1. And we can cover off the McLaren. Oh my god, it is so much defending. It looks like Tsunoda caught up to me and Piastri. He's joining the fight as well, so there's a Red Bull in the mix now. But we've done a pretty good job keeping the battery high. We're almost at 100% on the ERS, and that is really what we need to focus on. If we can keep our battery high and keep defending, we should be good. Piastri is only 3/10 behind us, and we're on to the pit straight, so he's going to have DRS here. We're going to again hog this inside line, let Piastri take the outside, and he's going to beat us to the braking zone, but under braking, we can just sneak up the inside of the McLaren yet again. So constant, literally constant, every single lap, we're defending from faster cars behind us, but as long as we can keep 3rd place and get a podium, I'm not complaining. Another move incoming from Piastri. Yet again, we're gonna hog the inside line, and yet again, we'll cover off the McLaren. This is getting a little boring, doing the same thing every single lap. I have to say, on the hard compound tires, the car is feeling a lot more balanced than it was on the mediums. I mean, I know it's a newer compound, so we have more grip. There's less wear on the tires. But something about these tires is agreeing with the car setup a little more than before. But anyway, Yuki Tsunoda is probably going to go for a move into turn 1 here, gaining a lot on us on the straight, and it's a safety car out of nowhere, saved by the bell right there. It looked like Yuki was going to have a crazy run into turn 1. Man. I don't know what caused the safety car. I mean, there's still 21 drivers. Gasly retired way earlier with a mechanical DNF, I assume. But that didn't cause a safety car. So I don't know what happened. There wasn't a crash. No one's out. But regardless, we're going to save a little bit of tire wear for the end of the race. And maybe with a good restart, make up a place or two.
A few inches later.
Okay, finally, here's the rest of the pack. They got a little bit of lap traffic in the way, which might help us out or hurt us on the restart. I guess we'll find out. But man, that was insanely lucky. I can't get over that. I think if the race kept going the way it was, we were going to get lapped by Verstappen. Man, I still can't get over just how lucky that is. We were so far away from these guys, and now we've got a chance to get another place in this race here. So obviously Hamilton is going to be the target on the restart. I doubt we can get Verstappen into turn 1. So we're going to have to put all of our attention on the Ferrari driver. Anyway, safety car in this lap. We've got 100% on the ERS, so we're going to absolutely dump the battery as soon as we get onto the main straight. And hopefully that'll be enough to make a move on the Ferrari in front. But here we go, Verstappen leading the way. Around the final corner we go, and on to lap 28, battery enabled in the slipstream of Lewis Hamilton. Bortoletto getting out of the way. We're gonna have to thread the needle here in between the two cars, and up the inside of Lewis Hamilton up into second place on lap 28. Absolutely perfect execution of the restart right there. I'm still gonna be dumping the battery on this lap. I wanna see if we can get close to Verstappen in front, but he is definitely a lot quicker around the majority of this track. I'm really trying to push here. I want to keep up with Verstappen, but I also want to make sure Hamilton in the Ferrari behind doesn't have the space to go for a move into any of these upcoming corners. We're clear for now, and it looks like Verstappen might already be running away. Yeah, even if we had the pace to catch Verstappen, we're still getting attacked from the cars behind, which would slow us down a lot. We got Hamilton going for a move around the outside into turn 1, and we can cover off the Ferrari the way we've been covering off every other car in this race so far. Tsunoda getting pretty close into the next corner. Luckily, we are ahead by the braking zone, and we can stay in second place. We really need the tires to hang on to the end of this race. We've got 5 laps remaining, and if the tires hang on and we can manage the battery still, we should be in a pretty good spot to come home in second place. We had a couple laps of a break in terms of tire wear because of the safety car. So I'm hoping that's enough to get us through, but we're going to have to see. We're going to see a move here again into turn 1, and again we're going to take this inside line as we've been doing the entire race. It's Piastri, this time around the outside, and over, the inside line is just unbeatable into turn 1. And it's going to be another little battle into turn 1 here. This time it's going to be Hamilton going for a move on the outside. He beats us to the braking zone, but up the inside we go on the Ferrari. Over and over, we're proving that the inside line is the way to go. I gotta say, we are very lucky that this track does not have a lot of places to overtake. If we were running this pace around any other track with multiple, opportunities around a lap to overtake, we would be absolutely screwed. But speaking of overtaking, there goes Hamilton yet again into turn 1. And again, we cover off the Ferrari. This is getting ridiculous. We're still doing pretty good on the battery. We've done a good job with ERS management, but I do feel the tires starting to drop off just a little bit. I'm starting to lose a little bit of grip. You can see it on the rear end right there. It's not the most pleasant car to drive at the moment. It's getting a little tricky. Here we go, on to lap 34. So just 2 laps remaining in this race. Hamilton's gonna go for another move into turn 1 here on the outside. Again, we're gonna have the inside line to cover off the attack from the Ferrari behind, but only 2 laps remaining. Verstappen is way far away. There's no chance of catching the Red Bull in front. All we can do is defend second place with our life here, but I'm feeling pretty confident at this point that we can keep it. What are we looking at here? 54% tire wear on the front left, so that tire is definitely getting cooked. We do have a really good amount of batteries stored up, though, for the last lap. We got a big train of cars behind us. All of them want to overtake to get the second spot on the podium, but we are not going to let that happen. Here we go, battery enabled onto the final lap of the race, hogging this inside line. We got Hamilton behind us with DRS. Around the outside goes the Ferrari, and yet again, we can cover off the faster car on the final lap of the race. And that might have just sealed a second place finish for us right there. Really need to lock in around the rest of this lap. We made it through turn 1 without getting overtaken. That's the biggest threat on this lap in terms of an overtake. So we made it through there. All that has to be done is to make it to the end of the race without any mistakes. We'll be home free. We're gonna need a nice little run through here, keep it in the track limits, battery enabled. Hamilton's still a safe distance behind, so we do not have to worry about an overtake from the Ferrari into that downhill right-hander. We've got just 2 corners remaining. As long as we can keep the rear end planted around here, we should be pretty much home free. Around the final corner we go, putting the power down as soon as we can, battery enabled, and up to the line to finish in second place.
Yes,
in probably the weirdest possible way Man, that was just defending the whole time. We had no pace around there and still pulled out second. I'm not gonna lie, a podium finish is obviously fantastic, but that one doesn't feel that good, you know? It doesn't feel like we earned that. Just defending the whole time that no one could overtake. Yeah. That one definitely feels a little dirty, but, well, you know, whatever. They couldn't overtake, that's on them. Podium finish for Brad Pitt, second place, after winning in Spa. What a little run we got. All right, well, back to the headquarters, but we got a little bit of upkeep to do here. So we just had one of our facility upgrades hit, and we're gonna do the research expansion for the powertrain. We only have 2 slots for research at the moment, so this will help us out later on. I guess we're just gonna go ahead and start the season break and see what happens after that. Okay, please. Department event for the corporate facility. See what these guys want. No, we are broke. We're doing a small investment. Okay, and early talks with Piastri. All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do like Piastri, and he's very talented, but I think we're gonna have to shoot for Alonso, man. Geezer Racing. I think I think that's what we're gonna be going for. All right, well, that was a very weird race, but up next we got the Netherlands. We're going to Zandvoort. We got a lot of upgrades planned, so I'll see you for that one.